Greetings. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. My name is Amir Bhimji. The title of this module is Creating a Mindset for Continuous Self-Improvement. The question that arises is, why do we need to engage in lifelong self-improvement after we've done a career, finished our job, and retired to watch life go by, as they say? Let me give you two big reasons why you need to stay engaged in continuous improvement. The first one is an external reason. No matter how much knowledge you have acquired and skills you have built, once you get disengaged, the world around you does not stop. It is changing. And if you don't keep pace with it, over the years, the gap, the difference becomes cumulative. And you can feel left behind and become disengaged, and then be unable to engage physically, mentally, socially, and in other ways. The other reason, internal. Studies have indicated that once people retire and get disengaged, they experience cognitive decline. But new learning and skill building leads to creation of new connections between the neurons in the brain and enhances the brain functionality and capacity compared to before. The bottom line is that it is imperative that we all try and stay engaged in continuous improvement. So now the question becomes, what do we need to do to get engaged and stay engaged? It depends on the mindset. Do we have a mindset that is receptive to new learning, skill building, has a curiosity, so to speak? And where do we get this mindset from? In one of the earlier modules, you remember, we said our self-esteem is a window to our mind and an indicator of the mindset. So let me share two mindsets that I have created as an example based on the individual self-esteem. A person with a low self-esteem would have a mindset that I would characterize as cautious. The person is concerned about how he or she will be perceived by others, is not the risk taker, does not want to engage in things where the chance of failure is high, the risk of failure is high. A person with a healthy self-esteem, on the other hand, has a self-confidence from within, is not worried about what others think of him, is a risk taker. And once the person accomplishes something, then it enhances his self-esteem, provides the motivation for more learning, more growth. And that becomes the cycle for continuous learning and improvement. So where are you on these two mindsets? Are you close to the cautious mindset or the learning mindset? It depends on how you respond to the kinds of situations you encounter in your life. Let me first give you a few examples that you can reflect upon, and then do a self-assessment for yourself about where you are, which one you are closer to. Fair enough? What might be the differences in responses to the same situation between the cautious mindset and the learning mindset? In this chart that you see on the screen, I have 4 sample situations. And for each situation, let's take a look at the differences in responses between the two mindsets. The first situation is experiencing failure. Now, when the cautious mindset experiences failure because of low self-esteem to start with, low internal self-confidence, sensitive to how he or she is being perceived by others, the kinds of thoughts would be, I should not have tried it. Now the people know I failed. The learning mindset, on the other hand, reflecting a healthy self-esteem, high internal self-confidence, not that concerned about how he or she will be perceived by others, the thoughts would be, I will learn what I need to do differently the next time and try it again. So which one would be more likely to succeed the next time? The learning mindset. Let's take another situation. Learning a new task. The cautious mindset, I have never done this before, so I don't know if it is for me. From the get-go, the cautious mindset is reflecting low self-confidence, insecurity for not having done this task before. The learning mindset, even though it's a new task, the person has not done it, the thoughts are, I see no reason why I should not be able to learn and do it. And the probability of success, once again, is higher with the learning mindset because of the higher self-confidence to start with and their openness to learning. Let's take a look at the situation when it comes to working with ambiguity, which is a situation where there's not enough information or there's lack of clarity in the information that you do have. The cautious mindset, I cannot make a decision until I get more information, and they will just have to wait. So you can see the setup for extensive procrastination that comes with a cautious mindset and low self-esteem. The learning mindset, on the other hand, I need to use the information available and make the best possible decision. This reflects less procrastination in this situation, as well as more decisiveness that comes with the learning mindset. They're willing to take risks. Final situation. Overall attitude and approach. With a cautious mindset, always trying to prove something to others. The key word here is prove. And at times, the cautious mindset will be very successful and do a great job because the person is trying to prove something. But that strategy cannot be sustained for long. Once they experience a failure, guess what? They are back to the insecurity, low self-confidence, concern about how they will be perceived if they fail, so on and so forth. The learning mindset, on the other hand, the focus is more not on proving, but on improving, on self in every action. I want to become slightly better than what I did the last time around. So the desire to improve on self, become a better version every day. And this strategy that we identified under learning mindset leads to continuous improvement. Now you can reflect. Where do you fit in? Where are you? Are you closer to the cautious mindset or the learning mindset? And the best way is take a look at the situations you experienced, say, over the last 2 months. And how did you feel? What kind of thoughts did you have? How did you respond? And that might give you a clue about which mindset you are closer to. Okay, moving on. So no matter where you are, how far away you are from the learning mindset, if that's the objective, which is what it is, to move to closer to the learning mindset, then the question is, how do you make the mindset shift? And I have some strategies I would like to share with you. The first of the strategies is develop passion for your life purpose, vision, and life goals. Singularly important. And where does this come from? In the earlier modules, when we discussed the future dimension, the 3-dimensional self-esteem, past, present, and the future. In the future dimension, we said that's where you can leverage the positivity that you can extract, that you can get from having a life purpose and a vision. And if you have a passion for that vision, then that pulls you towards the vision. What does that do? That provides the motivation. That provides a motivation for you to put on with the kinds of stuff that you would need to put on to implement the strategies to make the mindset shift. Embrace challenges. When you embrace challenges, it supports a level of improvement that doing the same stuff over again, no matter how well, does not. And this is best captured by the quote by Pablo Picasso at the bottom. And Pablo Picasso has stated, and I quote, "I never grow if I only do things I learn to do well. I only grow by doing things I could not do." Wow, it fits right in with embracing challenges. Seek feedback from failure. Powerful. Rather than being afraid of failure or being afraid of undertaking new assignments or new learning, seek it, do it, and then if you fail, seek feedback. Henry Ford stated, and I quote, "The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing." So as long as you learn, that failure was not a wasted experience. Replace other comparison with self-comparison. Folks, other comparison is a no-win game. There's no way you can win it. What we tend to do when we fall into the trap, and most of us do, we take the worst that we know about ourselves and we compare it to the best we assume of others. There's no way you can win it. What's better is self-comparison, where your objective is to compare yourself to a day before or a week before to become better than what you were then. Simple. That works. It leads to continuous improvement. Take responsibility when things don't work out. Imagine someone saying, "It's not my fault. I'm not responsible for that." There's not going to be any change. The person will not draw any learnings from the experience, and things will be the same. However, if the person says, "I don't think it was my fault, but I'm going to take a look. Is there anything I could have done differently? Or are there other options? Or are there better options?" Just that bit of responsibility makes a difference and leads to learning. The last one is focus only on what you control and can influence. This comes from Stephen Covey's model in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Especially when you feel overwhelmed, which we all do at times. Take a look at this illustration, which I call 3 levels of awareness. The first level of awareness is we are all aware when we feel overwhelmed with all the concerns, the issues that are facing us and we are facing. They look like beyond what we can do. And what Stephen Covey says is, take a look at all those concerns that you have on your radar screen. Identify those that you control and go to work on those. Get those taken care of. You will feel better. It will enhance your self-esteem and it will reduce the total number of concerns and issues you had in your radar screen. Once you have done that, worked on those things that you control, take a look at those things that you can influence. There's no guarantee that you will be successful. But every time you are successful, guess what it does? Enhances your self-esteem, boosts your self-confidence, and sharpens your influencing skills. Powerful. So it's a great tool. It's a great model to reduce the feeling of being overwhelmed. So once you've done everything that you can control, you've taken a look at everything that you can influence and done what you could, then take a look at all those other concerns. And once you're convinced there's nothing, you don't control it, cannot influence it, compartmentalize them. Put them away. Get them off your radar screen so they don't overwhelm you again. What more can I say about continuous improvement? Albert Einstein said it best about the value of learning and improvement. And he stated, and I quote, "Once you stop learning, you start dying." Wow. No mincing of words over here. That's a powerful statement coming from the genius of Albert Einstein. That should do it for now. I believe you have a lot to reflect on based on the discussion so far. Thank you for allowing me to share a part of your life journey as you watch this video and process the discussion. I will look forward to seeing you in one of our next modules. As usual, I welcome your questions, your comments, and feedback. In the meantime, You take care. Stay well. Goodbye.